Thanks for joining us. In this audit, we looked at the Ministry of Finance's controls to maintain the master supplier file in the corporate financial system. Overall, we found that the controls for maintaining the master supplier file weren't adequate and didn't do enough to ensure valid, complete, and accurate supplier records. Controlling the content and maintaining its accuracy lessens the probability of problems from occurring, such as errors or fraud in government payments. The Ministry of Finance owns the master supplier file, so it's responsible for the validity and accuracy of the content. The master supplier file is a central database of all the approved companies, individuals, employees, societies, or programs that government pays in exchange for the goods or services it receives or provides grants to. Every organization and individual in the master supplier file database is referred to as a supplier. The last time we looked at the controls for maintaining the master supplier file was in 2006. You can find details of that audit on our website in our report titled An Audit of Government's Corporate Accounting System, Part 2. Since then, the Ministry of Finance has made improvements to its controls. However, some key weaknesses that we identified in 2006 still exist today. In the audit, we found that the Ministry of Finance didn't do enough to ensure that any additions or changes to supplier records made by ministries and agencies were valid, complete, and accurate. We also found that the Ministry of Finance didn't regularly look for and remove duplicate records, or follow government's records management policy for the master supplier file, which requires the ministry to regularly flag and remove inactive and obsolete records.
As a result of the ministry not regularly identifying or purging records that aren't being used, the number of records in the master supplier file has increased significantly over the past decade. As of December 2017, about 881,000 suppliers were listed in the master supplier file. Over 78% of these active suppliers had not received any payments through the corporate financial system in the 2 years between December 2015 and November 2017. Failing to remove duplicate and obsolete records makes the master supplier file more difficult to use and maintain. It also increases the risk that errors or fraud could occur.
During our audit, we found evidence of over 120 potential duplicate payments over a 2-year period. The ministry verified that about 70% of these cases were payment errors. Most of these errors had already been identified and corrected. Outstanding errors are under review. Stronger controls in the master supplier file would lessen the chances of these types of errors occurring. We also found gaps in the Ministry of Finance's guidance to users of the master supplier file. In conclusion, we made 5 recommendations to the Ministry of Finance in this report, including for the ministry to conduct periodic audits of user access to the master supplier file to ensure the security of the supplier records and to establish a regular file maintenance schedule. That's our report summary for today. Thank you for joining us. We'd like to encourage you to read the full report. It and our other reports are available on our website at www.bcauditor.com.